You dropped. Did I shout at Brett Favre in 2005? You can't leave me hanging. I don't know that story. I would like to hear that story. We're going to hear about this story right now.
So the Packers are playing the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia in 2005. Obviously, a few years after 4th and 26 in Philadelphia. But it's the 2005 season, which was, as Tausch likes to say it, the best 4-12 team in NFL history. They did lose a lot of close games that year. Obviously, Favre is pissed off that Ted Thompson, in his first year as the GM, had drafted his replacement in Aaron Rodgers. We don't know what the future holds. We have no idea that Aaron Rodgers will turn out to be a Hall of Famer as well. Favre is not playing well. He's leading the NFL in interceptions that year with 29. Mike Sherman and Tom Rossley and Darrell Bevell can't really tell him what to do. So they're playing in Philly, and they are in the game. They are down, I think, 4 points late in the game. They get the ball back with about 2 minutes left. They can go, a touchdown goes and wins the game. It's during the T.O. era in Philly. And Favre gets the ball back, with the chance to go win the game, drops back, throws what I believe to have been, while it was a incredible moment, speaking of traveling to road games, to be there for, which was the way he played in Oakland and the way the team rallied around him, and guys like, Wesley Walls, who hadn't done anything all season, has a diving touchdown catch in that magical night after Irv passed away. I think after that, Brett Favre decided that every time I throw a ball up for grabs, my guys are going to come down for it. So they're playing in Philly. He throws this ball up for grabs. It gets intercepted. They're going to lose the game. The Eagles are called for a roughing the passer penalty after the throw. So not only do the Packers retain possession, they get the ball now. They're at midfield, again, with a chance to go win the game. On the very next play, Brett Favre drops back, throws the exact same pass up for grabs down the field, gets intercepted by the exact same guy, and they lose the game. So after the game, again, this is the one thing that I miss about road games, is being there to ask these questions. And I asked Brett about the offense and what they were struggling with. But before I ask him that, I asked specifically, hey, what were you thinking on the interception that you threw not once but twice? And his answer is, I was just trying to make a play. Okay, that's his answer. So then I asked him, you guys struggled offensively for most of the game. What was, why could you not get anything going? And he goes into this 3-minute soliloquy, which stands in very stark contrast to, I was just trying to make a play, during which he throws their young fullback, Vontae Leach, under the bus for dropping a pass on an early possession. I think it might have been the first possession, because they were playing without William Henderson. And how if he makes that catch, we get rolling offensively, and maybe the whole game is different. And I thought, this has got to be some of the worst leadership in one of the most important times to show leadership that I have ever heard. You had the ball with the game on the line where you could have gone and won it, and you threw picks, not once but twice, on the same play, basically. And you're going to throw this rookie fullback under the bus for dropping a pass in the right flat on the opening possession of the game? And so I basically wrote, look, the Packers are lost, and Brett Favre, who's supposed to be their leader, is not leading them the way he needs to lead them. So the following Wednesday, Brett, who, if you remember during that era, would get dressed in a separate locker room using Bob Harlan's locker in the staff locker room. I'm talking to Aaron Rodgers, rookie quarterback Aaron Rodgers. I have a friend, Darren Urban, who was covering the Arizona Cardinals at the time. They had J.J. Arrington as their running back. He had been one of Rodgers' teammates in college. And I'm in the middle of talking to Aaron, and I see Favre come up from my right, and he stands right there, and he interrupts the conversation. He says, I heard you took a shot at me. And I said, yeah, I mean, Brett, I guess if that's the way you want to look at it, yeah, I did. Do you want to talk about it? No, but I ain't ever going to forget it. Okay, fine. So Aaron and I resume our conversation, and this weaselly PR guy goes and gets the story and brings it to Brett so he can read it. Because I asked him, did you read the story? He said, no, I didn't. Okay, so PR guy brings the story. He reads it. Now he's really pissed. So he comes back out, and we get into it. I'm like, look, man, if you want to talk about what I said, that's fine. If you want to have that conversation, I'm more than willing to have it. And, I mean, I raised my voice. He raised his. You know, he pointed out how good he'd been to me through all the years. I'm like, Brett, you guys are sitting at whatever they were at the time, like 3-12. If you want to disagree with me on how I feel like that didn't show leadership, explain to me why you took the approach you did. And he stomped off. It must have been earlier in the season, because I would say for the next month, I did not ask him a question in a press conference. I didn't look at him when I was in the locker room, because I'm a bit of a grudge holder. I don't know if you know that about me. So then after about a month and a half, now they're sitting at like 3-12. And I finally said, Brett, you know, you and I obviously had our issues, but you're sitting where you are in the standings. And I'm just wondering, it just seems to me, I see you yelling at guys on the field, which has never been your thing. Are you just really having a hard time because this is uncharted territory for you? It just feels like you're lost without a GPS or without a map.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave one of the greatest answers I ever got from him, basically admitting that he just didn't know how to handle losing to this degree because he'd never done it before. And, you know, after that, we were fine again. But I still, I'll never forget that, because I hold, and maybe this is unfair because it's not my job to decide whether you're a good leader or not, but I always thought that's one of the most important things a quarterback does. And, you know, the times that I didn't see eye to eye with Aaron Rodgers, despite a great relationship with him and thinking very highly of him during our time together, the times that I've disagreed with him were when he had questionable approaches to leadership with some of his teammates and the way he would show guys up and that sort of thing. So that's a kind of a hot button issue for me. It was even that way before Favre, but certainly after that very heated exchange, that's always been something that I really value in terms of what a quarterback needs to be able to do.